Hello, Weekly Piano here, and welcome to the lesson on Autumn Leaves, and in particular, a really awesome line that Cannonball Adderley played on his album Somethin Else, on the classic recording of Autumn Leaves with Miles Davis accompanying on trumpet. So we're going to start. I'm going to ask you to do a few specific things in this lesson. The first thing I'd like you to do is transcribe and play the first part of the Cannonball solo. I'm going to play this for you now just so you can see the fingerings and everything, and just make sure that you can play this because it's going to give you some very, very valuable information. And then the second thing to do is take this one really awesome line that uses these motifs in a really cool way, a classic Cannonball motif actually, and it kind of shows you how to use it and get that in all the keys. So this one specific line that I'm going to show you, I want you to be able to play that in every key. And I'm giving you a PDF of the sheet music for that too. So that should be in the description here. Anyway, let's get started. I'm just going to play this for you. I use a program called Transcribe, just so I can start playing from the same spot, slow it down if I want to, sometimes speed it up. And I'm going to play the transcription of the first part now. Ready? Here we go. This is what I want you to do. Alright, let's start from the right note. Okay, so that's it. That's the first part of it, just the first A section of the song. Get that, but then the second thing that I would like you to do is, oh, and to get that, by the way, you probably just have to get the MP3, get Transcribe, or just keep playing it over in iTunes if you want, and then keep playing it over and over and over again, trying to get it bit by bit. But the part that I'm going to really help you with is this line, Now, that's such a cool line. I'm going to explain a little bit of what makes it cool. First, let's slow it down. Okay. Now, we're going to talk compositionally here. There are a few specific things I'd like you to notice in this. First of all is where he starts. It's a 2-5-1, and he starts by outlining the notes that are most important leading to the minor 1. He goes, right? So the first note he plays is a C, and the second note he lands on is an F sharp. Now we're moving to G, right? To G minor. And the two notes that lead most effectively to G minor are these two notes. It's a basic tritone, you know. Tritone means 3 whole tones. That leads to the 4 and the natural 7, leading to the 3 and the 1. So he's going. You can learn a lot from just that. But then the second thing he does. Right? So he introduces that motif there. Okay? So that's a classic jazz piece of vocabulary, but Cannonball uses it all over this solo. If you transcribe the rest of it, you'll notice it. Now, he doesn't just do it there. He introduces the motif in this phrase and then takes it and expands upon it by playing it in a different place. Now, why would he play it up there? Why would he start on a G sharp when we are in the key of G minor? It makes no sense, does it? Actually, it makes a lot of sense because look how he uses it. So he plays it there and then plays it a minor third down and then lands on the 5, which in essence, what he's doing there is taking the diminished scale of D, the 5, he's taking the half-whole diminished scale, which is the diminished scale starting from D, going up by a half step and a whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. And he's taking that motif that he introduced and putting it on top of that. Woo! To lead to the D. So he's basically outlining the D with that motif using the diminished this lick in the diminished scale. Right? So let's examine it a little more thoroughly though. These notes here, sorry. I know that one's a little bit odd. Because it's not actually in the half-whole diminished, but that note is the natural 7 if you were in the key of D, and it's leading up to D. Bam! Right? Except he puts that other phrase on top of it, or after it, in between those two notes. So he plays this, and instead of going right to D, he goes like that, but then has that other diminished lick in there, and then leads up to D, which is so cool. It like makes you want to go, oh, D? Nope. We're going to do this first, then back up to the C sharp to the D. Taking you on this little journey. Okay, so other than that though, he is using the the altered notes in the D7 scale. So we have your D7, right? That's 1, 3, 5, 7, and then you have 9, but you also have flat 9, and you could do sharp 9, and then you have your 3, but then you have your flat 5, right? He's actually starting on the flat 5 of the 5 chord. That's his intention. That's why he starts on the lick here. So bases it flat 5 leading to the 3, which is another good note, like a good juicy note to use it on D altered, you know? So that's flat 5 to the 3, and then this note which is going to lead up to the D, which doesn't really fit in that G scale. But then also sharp 9 leading down to the flat 9, which is so awesome, to the sharp. Sorry guys. Seriously need to get a new phone with more storage. Anyway, for now, so let's see, where were we? We've got the lick. Okay, so we got that it's the sharp, that it's the flat 5 to the 3, the sharp 9 to the flat 9, leading up to the 5, and then in closing the 3, right? And closing that 3 down to the 1. And it's also kind of cool because the note that you start on in that enclosure is an A flat, and then you end on the sorry, I'm switching keys in my mind. You end on the G. So this note is going a half step down to that, even though it's enclosing the 3. It's pretty brilliant. And you know, this is not just Cannonball's brilliance, this is the brilliance of years of jazz history before him creating this vocabulary. And now the other cool thing about it is when you start the phrase, that's the lowest note that you hit in the phrase, and the final note is the 1. So you're actually going from the 7 all the way over, way up and then down, and then to the 1, but coming at it from the other direction, from a half step, right? Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. So F sharp to the G. Just notice it. These are things that you notice because this will help you with all your lines, because any lines that you want to create, the musicality from them will come from these same tendencies. This is something that's not often discussed in jazz, but it's very important because it's the foundation of the musicality of the language. Right? Notice that F sharp. Then notice that A flat to the G, and your mind is still going from the ba to the ba, and then your mind also hears the ba to the ba. Pretty cool. So anyway, the thing that I want you to do, because that line is so awesome and so deep, learn it in all the keys. And I made a little thing for you that I'm going to pull up here if I have it. I think maybe it's here. There it is. Yeah, it's this. It's just the lick starting in A or starting in G minor off of A diminished, and do it at 60 beats per minute. That's what I've got it at. I'll speed it up eventually too, but just it'll sound like this. Swing in there, you know, and then do it in the key a half step up. Right? And then a half step up. Oops. I think that. There it is. I don't have it perfectly in these. It'll take a little bit. You know, and as you learn it in all these keys, you'll notice the patterns, and they'll start to ingrain themselves into your head. Yeah. It's hard in B. Yeah, okay, so we're in B now. And then C. Start to realize that that top part of the phrase is really out, but it's not out without purpose. It's a very specific, calculated, well, not calculated at the time, but a very logical intent of why and how it's out of the key, because it's that upper extension using a motif that will then plane itself back down to the actual key that you're in, as I described earlier. I'm not, maybe I should do it in all the keys. Let's see if the camera lasts. If it doesn't last, I'm not going to redo it. Just so you can see the fingering for it. I'm going to go down an octave, but now we're in E flat. Let's try that again. Right, F sharp. G. We're back to the original. And then you'll start incorporating it into your own lines. And you'll start to think about things a little bit more in that way. So use this PDF if you need it, or if you want to do it by ear, you can do it by ear. Let me know if you have any questions, if it's even still recording right now, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. All right, talk to you later.